straight into it. What are you expecting from them on Sunday?
I think last night gave us a really good indication of what we're going to be up against. It's a newly promoted team, and they certainly hasn't disappointed themselves this season in the PSL. You know, I think hard-working team, pretty sound technically. They can cause a lot of problems if we're not organized, if we're not compact, and if we take it too lightly that they are a newly promoted team, and we think that it's a given and we're going to get 3 points without having to do our homework or without having to work hard, then I think we're going to come second best and we're going to disappoint ourselves, and especially now that we're in such a good role. You know, we've had a fantastic game against AmaZulu. Everything just went accordingly to plan. We play what we see basically on every single day in training, and then we eventually managed to score more than one goal in a game. So yeah, so it's been brilliant. So now you wanna hope that they continue that mindset that they were in on the AmaZulu game, and then just take it into Black Leopards game, because I think if we are at our best, you can almost clearly say that this should be the game, the guarantee game where, you know, we do the right things, we do the fundamentals, we work as hard as they do, and then we can pick up 3 points, and that will come massively in the league, because yeah, you pick up 3 points, you climb a few stations in the log, you know. So I think that's the ultimate goal for us, that we're a decent team, and we're a team that should be amongst the top 5, top 8 teams in the league. And where we are now, it's not really justifying the quality that we have. But like I said, you have to go out every week in, week out, to give people those kind of performances, those winning performances like we did against AmaZulu, to justify that we should be there. And unfortunately, we couldn't really say that, because we haven't justified ourselves with every single game, these kind of performances.
Nice that they're a team that also likes to try play football. It means an open game.
Yeah, no, but it can be dangerous. It can be dangerous because I think they do commit a lot of numbers forward. When I watched against Chiefs yesterday, they're always attacking, and then they have 5-6 players up front. So I think if you're not careful, if you're not cautious, I'm not saying that you have to be scared and that you have to park the bus, but you have to be wary of their threats and their strengths, you know. So I think, but yeah, if you can bypass the high press that they mount, you know, you can find yourself having your midfielders into your strikers. They can have one against their defense, and I think with the pace and the quality that some of our players possess, we should be able to deal with that and eliminate them, and should make a good count of this game.
Coach, is TK ready for this match?
What do you think what you see?
Huh? Yeah, it was looking good.
No, I think he's a bit out of shape.
Honestly, I appreciate honesty. So yep, that's where I leave it.
Other squad members?
Yeah, I think we're not very 100% all there. Craigie obviously comes back. He's looking good, but it's only his second day back from the groin injury that he picked up. So he did indicate to us this morning that he's 70% at his potential where he should be, and 70% for me, and at this level, it's not good enough. 99 or 100% for me, that's acceptable. So I don't think we can risk, because you risk putting him in and then he just aggravated and makes it worse. So I don't want to take risk in that, but we'll see. We've got still tomorrow to assess again, have another training session, and then Saturday. But by Saturday, I should know already who's going to be my team and who's going to be the guys that I have available on the bench for me. But the way it's looking now, yeah, Martin most likely would be out of the squad as well. TK question mark. Surprise. Yeah, we just also don't want to exhaust him, because we've had hard training week. So we want to take our time and we want to give ourselves as much possible time where players can recover properly, and then come Sunday, and then we know we've got from the best pool of players to select from. So I don't want to just rush, and making decisions that surprise might also not, because I'm sure you saw that he sat out halfway through the training, because obviously it's the same injury that's been keeping him on the sidelines and in and out the games this season, so we want to be 100% sure that him and Craigie could maybe come through for us come Sunday. So that's really the injury-prone players that we have.
Kwanda, Keanu, or Sergio Dove?
Oh, you're asking me who?
Centre back.
All three of them has looked really good. As much as Dove is a left back, naturally, but I think after the discovery we made, so I believe that he can be a perfect Sergio Ramos for me. So if I look to keep things the same, then definitely I think I would go with Dove at centre back, because he's naturally a left footer, and I think it gives you a better stability on the pitch. You've got Tariq Felix not playing lopsided on the left side of centre back, because it restricts him from playing to his strength, to his best ability, So when you have a left footer centre back on one side, the game just flows and the movement just flows so much better, so much easier. So so I might look at that and just maintain the same starting 11 if possible.
You wait for pro license? You got your card?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice that I'm novice coach, but with the highest qualification out there. No, I think it's not to gloat or to rub it in anyone's face. It's merely just that I needed to go and educate myself. I needed to learn about the side of football that I didn't know much about. Doing it as a player is one thing, but now that I'm on the other side coaching, it's a complete different world. There's so many things that I didn't know while I was playing. That's what coaches has to do, and that's what coaches go through, and the thought process. How do they select, and why do they select, and what do they look for? I just had to concentrate on myself. I had to make sure that I was giving the manager a headache, that he had to put me in the starting 11, and then I become a team player if I'm in the side, So that's all the things that I used to worry about. Now it's completely different. So I think getting this qualification, it's just that, I've put in the work, and I think nobody can really point fingers at me now and says that, all these ex-football players, they just take for granted that they played at the level, they represented the country, and now they're entitled to have a job lined up for them, and they must be given an opportunity. I've never taken for granted anything. I never asked for favors. I've always had to work hard for what I've wanted, and I think with this, it's clear to see that I want to succeed, and that's why I have to go through different lengths at succeeding. As a player, I did one thing, and now as a coach, I read books, and something that I didn't think I would do in my lifetime. So I do research, different coaches, different philosophy, different styles, and what works for one, what doesn't work for another. And I rely on my technical team as well, We try and educate our group, we school, we bounce off each other, you know, we take ideas and we see where we can make this work. So yeah, we've got a nice little group that we've assembled. So yeah, so I think all that is just now that yeah, nobody can say nothing about me because I've got my qualifications, you know, so I think I know most of the rules there is to know. And as much as I have the highest qualification in the game, I'm still learning. You know, I still learn from every other coach. You don't need to have pro license coach to be a successful coach. You don't need to have a pro license to coach. I think there's a lot of the coaches in our league has something more than me, and that is coaching experience. You know, I'm just learning, but I know in the long run, having a pro license is gonna become a must, because how the game is changing and how the game is evolutionizing. FIFA and UEFA is gonna come up with that every club coach need to be a pro license holder and able to manage a professional football club at the stage. So rather to have it now than to wait 5-6 years down the line when that rule eventually gets into football.
It's obviously already in Europe. I remember Ostend couldn't play in the UEFA because their coach didn't have the license.
Pro license. So yeah, so I think eventually it's going to get to Africa. So I think if my advice is, if you get an opportunity to go and do your coaching patches, and you know, for our coaches, just go and do the courses. You know, it's worthwhile because there's so many things on these courses that you learn, that you hear, that we as players didn't know about. So,
and rubbing shoulders with other coaches. And rubbing shoulders with other coaches who are also doing it.
Yeah, the top coaches in Europe. So it's nice. And you get a lot of accolades. So I see I've been largely popular because I've got that degree, you know. So I think, yeah, I should encourage every coach, if you have an opportunity or if you have the chance to do your coaching licenses. It's worth it. It's worth it, you know.
Coach, just you were saying that you're reading a lot of books, and in your coaching journey now, is there any certain coach whose methods you enjoying or you've learned from lately?
Listen, I think the game, like I said, the game is evolving a lot, you know, and at the moment I read and I see a lot of Sari's methods, you know, of doing things, and I think it's very interesting. He's a very interesting coach on what he's done to Chelsea, the brand of football that Chelsea's playing. So yeah, so I think I think everybody talks about Pep Guardiola, but not everybody can be Pep Guardiola. You know, I think that's too advanced for most people, and I think to be able to do what Pep Guardiola does, you have to manage Barcelona, you have to manage Bayern Munich, you have to manage Man City, you know, to have those kind of players to your availability. And then you can do those kind of things. But I think with the crop of players most managers has, most coaches has, I don't think you can be that adventurous or you can be that risky with just offensive football at that level, you know, if you don't have those elite kind of players. So yeah, so me, I'm not very interested. I read about it and I love his success and how he's changing the modern game. But to help me in my coaching part and that, I stay away from those kind of tactics because I don't think you're ever going to manage a Barcelona, Bayern Munich or Man City or have that kind of cash to buy any player on the planet that you want to play those kind of systems. So me, I'm a simple guy. You know, Sarri, I like what he does. Very interesting. Mauricio Pochettino, I like also. But yeah, I think the coach, everyone knows that the methods that I follow, I don't have to necessarily play exactly the same style, but just what that person has done for me. Mourinho, I think I read a bit of this, I look a little bit of that and that, but the ultimate, when I need to put things in perspective and I said, this is me and this is what I want to follow, the route that I want to follow, the way, then I go and read anything Mourinho says and anything he does, because for me, his ultimate is the best manager for me. My opinion, people must quote me and say that I say Mourinho is the best manager in the world. For me, in my opinion, in my eyes, for me, he's the best manager in the world, because I think, yeah, what he does is just second to none. It's phenomenal, and people might call it boring, but when you have an ordinary team like that, to finish second in the Premier League, don't care what people say, you finish second. Yeah, Man City was unplayable, they were unstoppable, but then to finish second to that team in the Premier League, you deserve a bloody medal of honor, you know.
Benni, have you seen, you played under Mourinho at Porto, have you been interested in how he's changed through the years from sort of that 2003 or 4 period to now, going through Inter and Chelsea?
Yeah, no, of course there's been a massive change, and not necessarily a change for the better, you know, because I think the way he was, he grew up, he got older, and I guess you can't be exactly how you were when you started coaching, when you had that passion and when you had that love for your players and for the game, you know. So I think he's become better, and I think he got that philosophy where he loved to work with players, he loved to change players, he loved to make them into winners, he loved to change like their profiles. But the older you get, I think you can't stick to that kind of intensity of getting to know the players inside out and knowing how to manage them. And I think players have to be like, well, if you play for me, you do as how I want things, because he's achieved, he's had all the success in the game now. So I think for most players it had to become privileged to play for him, you know, whereas before it was completely the other way. It was he accepted that he needed to know his players inside out, and he wanted the best. You need to know what makes them tick to get the best out of them. So I think now it became sort of this, but you can start to see now that I think we've seen how the last few years have played out, and it's not gone really well for him. So now he's maybe reverting back to his old ways, because I think now if you look at how the Man United boys play for him, how you can make comebacks against Chelsea, you're dead and buried, really. Chelsea, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Juve last night, you know, and I see the United boys are playing with that passion that you know Jose Mourinho players play with when you play for him. So he certainly started doing researching and going maybe back to his old ways. I don't know. I'm just saying, but that is the Mourinho way, and the Mourinho that I know, that down in Barry, nobody gives you a chance, but your players on the pitch and your players on the bench, they know that it's not over till the fat lady sings, you know. So yeah, so I'm good. So yeah, so that's the kind of guy that I want to become.
So just to, sorry. No.
Okay, I'm gonna go left field now, because Bafana, like what if they give a phone call in the next month?
I don't worry about that now, man. I think for me, it's just about focusing on Cape Town City and doing really well for our club franchise, for the chairman, because he's installed the team in my hands, you know. So I want to do the best that I can and just work on me, my team, my coaching staff, and we try and get things right so that this team should be where they are. And anything else that happens after that, it's, you know. So my mindset is not on Bafana, I'm afraid. Not even close. But like I said, if you get the call, if the opportunity arises, I don't think there's many coaches in the world that would turn down an opportunity to manage your national team. And for me, I think it's interesting as much as I'm starting and that, but when are you ready to take such a big responsibility? When you're 60 or 50 or when you're 40? I feel that I'm ready for anything. I'm scared of nothing. So I don't think the job, if ever the opportunity comes, would be too big for me. And also, I think there's never a better time than now, because, don't quote me exactly on that, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, 16 years or 17 years or 15 years was the last time we proper qualified for anything, the World Cup, you know? So we haven't been participating in World Cups except for 2010, where we were the host, we didn't have to play anybody that can whoop us to qualify. So now, I think when you look at that statistic, and you say to yourself, my God, you become an instant hero if one day you manage your national team and you qualify them for the World Cup. The last person to have done that, Carlos Queiroz, yeah, Japan and Korea. And I played for him because that's why they qualified. Because they had a McCarthy and a Bartlett partnership. So.
Well, I'm sure you're hoping that we do get a good result against Nigeria.
Good luck to Bafana.
You said we mustn't misquote you. You said your ultimate is coaches Rolani Mokoena, eh?
Huh?
I'm joking.
The ultimate is what?
I'm joking.